أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. So inshallah today we are going to learn about flexibility. As you can see here, flexibility. It's a new term, but you know this already. We just did not use this term, but actually you know most of what I'm going to teach today. There will be something new, but most of it you already know. So before I move to flexibility, I just wanted to remind you of this table. You should have memorized this table by now. For singular, dhamma, single or double, for singular and broken plural. The rafa would be dhamma, one dhamma or two dhamma, nasab will be fatha or two fatha, jar will be kasra or one kasra or two kasra. And you know about dual, masculine sound plural, and feminine sound plural, the ending sounds. Ani, aini, aini, una, ina, ina, atun, atin, or atin. I just want to show you this because this just to remind you of this table. And the other thing I wanted to remind you of is the regular Muslim chart. All the words are heavy. We know this already. So Muslimun, Musliman, Muslimin, they're all heavy. Muslimani, Muslimaini, Muslimaini, Muslimuna, Muslimina, Muslimina. All these words are heavy. And how we make them light? We remove the noon sound. So this table on the left now is the light version of the Muslim chart. Muslimu, Muslima, Muslimi. You see, tanween is replaced by the single haraka. Muslimu, not Muslimun, no tanween. No noon sound. So Muslimu, Muslima, Muslimi. And Muslima, the noon sound is removed from it. Muslima, Muslimai, Muslimai. Muslimu, again, noon sound is removed. And Muslimi, Muslimi. So remember, this is the light version. So light version, Muslimu, Muslima, Muslimi. And there cannot be tanween here. Tanween will be on the heavy words, not on light words. Light words will never have tanween on them. Okay. All right. So after reminding this, I move to today's topic. And I show you the first column of the Muslim chart again. Muslimun, Musliman, Muslimin. So if somebody asks you, tell me the status of Muslimun, and then Musliman and Muslimin, it should be very straightforward. You know why? Because all these three words are different from each other. One has dhamma, the other has fatha, and the third one has kasra at the end. So there should be no confusion. There is no confusion. So you know Muslimun is rafa, Musliman is nasab, and Muslimin is jar in status. Very straightforward. There is no confusion, no ambiguity, right? Because all three look different. They are different from each other. Same is with Muslimatun, Muslimatan, Muslimatin. No confusion when you are telling the status. I'm just giving you some examples. Sajidun, Sajidan, Sajidin, Jamilatun, Jamilatan, Jamilatin. I know when it comes to their dual and plural, there could be some confusion with respect to nasab and jar, but at least the singular ones, there should be no confusion. There should be no confusion about while you are identifying the status of a word. They're very different in rafa, nasab, and jar status. So all of these words were very different in their rafa, nasab, and jar status, and there should be no confusion in telling the status. These words, we have a term for them. We call them fully flexible. Okay, these types of words, they are called fully flexible. We call them fully flexible. They have enough flexibility that they change from rafa to nasab and jar. So they show flexibility. If a word has flexibility in it, then it can change. And it is changing. When it is from rafa to nasab and jar, there is some change. So we call them fully flexible, and they distinctively They distinctly show their status. They're like there is no confusion. The Rafa Nasab Jar words are different from each other. Okay, now I give you an example of another type of word. Now Musa is a name. Like Muslimun, it is an ism as well. So Musa is an ism. And like Muslimun, it has Rafa status. It can have Nasab status. It can have Jar status. But Musa will be always Musa. It cannot be Musu, Musa, and Musi to show its status. No. So it will be always Musa. When it is in Rafa status, it is Musa. When it is in Nasab status, it is still Musa. When it is in Jar status, it is still Musa. So there will be confusion. When you see this word on its own in an ayah, it will be difficult sometimes to tell what status it is in because it doesn't show its status. It doesn't change. It doesn't have flexibility in it, like Muslimun, like Sajidun, like Jamilatun in the table above. And there could be more examples like that, like Yahya. It is not Yahyu, Yahya, Yahyi. No, Yahya is always Yahya. So when you see Yahya and somebody asks you, what is the status? It could be Rafa, could be Nasab, could be Jar. And its role in the ayah will tell us what status it is in. So the other words in the sentence around it, before and after, can help us identify the status. But just by looking at the word itself, you will not be able to tell what status it is in. Another example will be Haza. So this is an Ismul Ishara, you know, the pointing noun. So in Haza family, we have Haza, Hazihi, Haulai, and Dalika, Tilka, and Ulaika. So singular and plural words. Haza is always Haza. Hazihi is always Hazihi. And Haulai is always Haulai. All the singular and plural words in this Haza family, they don't change. So Rafa status Haza, Nasab status Haza, Jar status Haza. Another example will be Allazi. Allazi means the one who. And there are some other words in this family as well. Allazi and Allazina. Allati and Allati or Allai for feminine gender. So all the singular and plural words in Allazi family, they don't change either. Allazi will be always Allazi, like Haza, like Yahya, like Musa. So these words, they don't show their status. They don't tell their status. We have to depend on the other words in the ayah where these words are, to determine, to establish what the status is. So these types of words, we call them non-flexible. They don't have any flexibility in them. They don't change. They don't change and they don't show their status. Like when you look at Muslimun, Muslimun is showing its status with the help of Dhamma. Musliman is showing its status with the help of 2 Fatha. And Muslimin is also showing its status by 2 Kasra. But over here, Musa doesn't show its status. Similarly, Yaha, Haza family words and Allazi family words. So we call these types of words who do not show their status non-flexible. So far we have learned 2 terms. Fully flexible words, they distinctly show their status. And non-flexible words, they don't show their status at all. And we have to depend on other words in the ayah to determine their status. But there's a third category as well, which is somewhere in between fully flexible and non-flexible. And that is where we need to focus in today's lesson. And that is the objective of today's lesson, to introduce you to that category. So I give you 3 words here. It's actually basically one word written 3 times. Maryamu, Maryama, Maryama. If you look at this word, the first word has a dhamma on the last letter. The second one and third one have a fatha on the last letter. That's the difference. So Maryamu, if you want to, if somebody asks you what's status, it's easy to tell. It's Rafa. But when you look at the last 2, they are the same. Nasab and Jar. So Maryamu, when it is in Rafa status, it has Dhamma. But when it is in Nasab or Jar status, it is always Fatha. It doesn't take Kasra. Like if it was Maryamu, Maryama, and Maryami, then it is fully flexible, like Muslim, like the first category. But in this one, you see, first one has a Dhamma, which helps us identify it as Rafa, but the second and third are the same. Like the dual and plural of fully flexible words, same thing. So the feminine names, all the feminine names, they are like this. First of all, they don't take tanween. They don't take double haraka. Maryamu will be never Maryamun or Maryaman or Maryamin. No, it will never be heavy. It will never be heavy. Like you take any feminine name, like Fatima. It will be always Fatima tu, Fatimata, Fatimata. It will never be Fatima tun. No, it will not be that. It will not be heavy. Take another name like Zainab. Zainabu, Zainaba, Zainaba. In Nasab and Jar, same. It will never be Zainabun or Zainaban. No, it will not be. So all the feminine names, whatever name it is, all feminine names, always light. You see, like Maryamu, they will be always light and they don't take kasra. So Nasab and Jar status, the word will be the same. They don't take kasra. All feminine names. The second category in these types of words is non-Arab names. Like Ibrahim. Ibrahimu, Ibrahima, Ibrahima, similar to Maryam. And you see again here, Ibrahimu will be never Ibrahimun. It will not take tanween. It will take zabar, single zabar, a fatha, and it will not take kasra. And non-Arab names. But if there are 4 prophets or messengers whose names are considered Arabic. And they are Muhammad, Shu'aib, Saleh, and Hud. All other names of prophets, they are considered non-Arab names, like Ibrahim, Ishaq, Yaqub, Ismail. They are all non-Arab names and they will be always light, no tanween, always light, and they will not take kasra in their jar status. For example, in our class, we have Brother Hamid. You know, Brother Hamid, his name is Arab name. His name is Arab name. So it will be Hamidun, Hamidan, Hamidin. Fully flexible. We have Brother Hamad in our class. Hamadun, Hamadan, Hamadin. Fully flexible because it is an Arab name. But my name is Shahbaz. It is a non-Arab name. So it will be Shahbazu, Shahbaza, Shahbaza in Nasab and Jar status. So non-Arab names are all always light and they don't take kasra in their jar status. There is one exception, and that are three-letter words who have a spoon in the middle, like Lut, Nu. They are exempt from this rule. They are fully flexible even if they are non-Arab. Okay. All right. Third category. Names of places. All the names of places are always like this. They are always light and they don't take kasra. Like the first two. Like Makkatu, Makkata, Makkata. Pakistanu, Pakistana, Pakistana. Hindustanu, Hindustana, Hindustana. Madinatu, Madinata, Madinata. So it will be always like Misru, Misra, Misra, Egypt. It was in the quiz as well. So names of places. So so far, we have just focused on names. All feminine names, non-Arab names, and names of places. So they're always light and they don't take kasra when they are in their jar status. All right, let's move to the fourth one. The words in this pattern, akbaru. The words who sound like this. So any ism that sounds like this will be always light and it will not take kasra in the jar status. Like akbaru, ajmalu, asgharu, abkamu, a'waju, aswadu, ahmaru. They all sound like akbaru, don't they? Akbaru, ajmalu, asgharu, akramu, a'waju, ahmaru, ahdaru. If a ism sound like this, it will be always light and will not take kasra. Just have to remember akbaru as a representative word. And the other words, other isms who sound like akbaru, they will be always light, will not take kasra in jar status. And the last one, the words or the isms ending with an alif and a hamza at the end. It is called alif mamduda. Alif mamduda. So that is an extra alif and a hamza at the end. So the words who end like this, they are always light and they don't take kasra in their jar status. I'm saying extra because you see ain, lam, and mim are the essential parts of it. They are the basic letters. And this alif and hamza, they are extra. So that is why all the words of this kind who sound like this and with the alif and hamza at the end, they will be always light and they will not take kasra in their jar status. So what will be the examples? Ulama'u, ghuraba'u, hamra'u, safra'u, hadra'u. So the words that have an alif and hamza extra at the end, they will be always light and they will not take kasra in their jar status. So you see, they show their status to some extent, but they don't fully show their status. They will show the rafa will show the status, but nasab and jar, there will be some confusion. And then we will have to depend on the words before and after the word to determine is it nasab and jar. So these types of words have some flexibility in them, but not enough to become fully flexible. And we cannot call them non-flexible either because there is some change from rafa to nasab, right? So how we call them, there's a name for them, and we call them partly flexible. So they are not fully flexible. They are not non-flexible. They are something in the middle, in between the two, because they have some flexibility, and they're called partly flexible. And partly flexible words, they are always light, and they generally don't take a kasra in their jar status. So again, the first three categories are very similar. Names, just names of all female names, all female names. Non-Arab names, names of places. So if you want to memorize it, like which words are partly flexible, just look at, just memorize the names first. So feminine names, non-Arab names, names of places. And then there are just two left. All the words who sound like akbaru, and the words that have an alif or hamza at the end. So basically three categories: names, akbaru pattern, or you can say afalu pattern, and the words with the alif and hamza at the end, which is called alif mamduda at the end. All right, that's it. There are a couple of other categories, but we can probably, we can skip them for now. And inshallah, once we have memorized, these categories here, then inshallah we will learn more about the other categories. There are just a couple left, but just to keep it simple, I'm introducing you to partly flexible words with the help of these 5 categories here. So the 3 terms that you need to memorize are fully flexible, non-flexible, and partly flexible. And learn what they really mean when I say fully flexible, non-flexible, and partly flexible. So focus was on partly flexible. So partly flexible, they don't take kasra. They don't take kasra, and they're always light. No tanween on them. But in languages, it is difficult to make rules which will be applicable 100% of the time. So there are exceptions. Okay. So what is the exception? There is an important fact about the partly flexible words. Actually, the partly flexible words can take kasra under 2 situations. Only 2 situations where a partly flexible word will actually take kasra or can take kasra. It will never have tanween on it though. No tanween, never have tanween on it. Double haraka will not be on it ever. But it can take kasra when partly flexible word starts with an al. Or, for example, al-makkati. In the previous slide, you saw makkatu, makkata, makkata. There was no makkati, right? But if you attach al to it, now it will be al-makkatu, al-makkata, and the jar will be al-makkati. It will be more like fully flexible now because of al. So it will be al-makkatu, al-makkata, al-makkati. Al-madinatu, al-madinata, al-madinati. You see akbaru without al was akbaru, akbara, akbara. But with the al, now it will be al-akbaru, al-akbara, and al-akbari. Now it will accept kasra. It will, because now it has al with it. And that is the first reason for the partly flexible words to accept kasra. Similarly, al-asghari, al-ulama'u, al-ulama'a, al-ulama'i. Anbiya is similar to ulama. So they are the same category. Akbaru and asgharu, they are the same category. So if al comes, then they will accept kasra if they need to. And there is a second situation. I will just mention that to you now, but I don't think you will completely understand it, and I cannot give you the example of it either, because you haven't learned that yet. When partly flexible words, they are used as mudaf, then they can take kasra as well. But what is mudaf? You don't know. Many of you don't know what is mudaf. But interestingly, the mudaf is the next topic that you're going to learn. So just remember for now that there could be, for two reasons, a partly flexible word can take a kasra. The first one is when the word al is added to the word, to a partly flexible word, or when the partly flexible word is used as a mudaf. So what is mudaf? That inshallah we will learn in the next class. So today's objective was to introduce you to three terms: fully flexible words, non-flexible words, and especially the partly flexible words. And remember, partly flexible words, they are always light, and generally, they don't take kasra. They will take kasra if al is attached to them. They can, rather, I should say, they can take kasra if al is attached to them at the beginning or when they used as mudaf. Any question you have, I can take questions now. There will be no breakout rooms today. Any question? No question?
Yeah, Brother Shabazz, but I think probably, I don't know if it's too early to give the reason, but they might have a question about why we need to learn or understand to know about these statuses at this time. So maybe a little bit hint at this stage, so they know why we are learning this one.
Why we are learning about, I mean, fully flexible, non-flexible, we have already learned. We have already learned. But
For
why
example,
we are learning about partly flexible?
No. The
No.
status, for example, it's the Muslimun and Musliman and Muslimin. So so why how it is used in a verse or sentence.
Okay.
So just to give them a hint,
Right.
that makes a little bit their confusion or reason for them to why we are learning this.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, so the question was like why we are even learning about status, why it is important that we learn about it. I will try to keep it brief because I am already over class time. So when Muslimun Rafa comes in an ayah compared to Musliman and Muslimin, with the help of the status, we can establish the role of that word in that ayah. The role of the word in the ayah is established with the help of knowing the status. All right. So Muslimun, for example, comes in an ayah with the Rafa status. Most likely it will be a doer. It will be the one who is doing an action. And if it is Musliman, it will be most likely the one who is on the receiving end of the action. And if it is Muslimin, it will be can be for two reasons. So when you know the status, then that will help you in understanding the role of the word in the ayah. If you don't know how to identify the status, it will be almost impossible to establish what role this word is playing in the ayah. Is it a doer? Is it the one who is doing the action? Or it is the one who is receiving the action? Or it has some other role in the ayah? So determining a role can be done with the help of knowing the status of the word. Does that help, Brother Hamad?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to actually.
All right.
Maybe students, they ask why we are learning it, so I said okay. So, yeah.
Inshallah.
All
right. Anything else?
So a small question that we mentioned there, feminine name, that may female name, that will be not you said double page, no? But Aishatun, last time we did that was subject. There was Aisha. This is also feminine, but a double page was there. Aishatun.
No, Aishatun, it will never be Aishatun. It was a typo, but Aishatu, Aishata, and Aishata. It will never have tanween on it.
It
It
will.
will never have double haraka. So it may be a typing mistake.
Okay.
Yeah, but it will
But
never
all
have
female,
tanween.
all female name that will be not tun. Double.
All female names, Arab or non-Arab, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
all female names. When you use them in Arabic language, they will be always light, no tanween.
Okay. Shukran. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem.
Shabazz, just one question on this one. Is it possible, if it's not part of the lesson, is there anything we can get where we can get the examples of those use cases, Musliman, Musliman, Muslimin, so that we have a better appreciation how it is used in the sentence structure?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, of course, I know you want to, if I start mentioning that now, we will get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah.
It will come, inshallah. It will come very soon. We just have to be a little patient, inshallah. And
Okay.
it will be told in more details how the status changes the role in a sentence of an ism. Yeah, so just be
Thank you.
patient a little bit. Inshallah, it will come soon.
Brother Shahbaz,
Yes.
in this slide, flexibility, is Jamilatun is not a feminine name?
Yes, it is a feminine name. Very good question. Jazakallah khairan. It's a very good question, brother. I'm so glad you asked this question.
Another partly question is why Ibrahim name is non-Arab?
Oh, it is non-Arab. It is because at the time of Ibrahim, Arabs came later. The Arab nationality came later. At the time of Ibrahim, they were not called Arabs at that time.
Yeah,
it's the same area.
Yeah.
But they call it Ibrahim. I mean, this is the term that is established already, that Ibrahim is a non-Arab name. But I think I will answer the other question you asked. It's a very good question.
All right.
You see, Jamilatun is also used as a female name, but it is fully flexible and it has tanween on it.
Right.
Now, you see, Jamilatun we can also use to describe the beauty of something.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Right? For example, a feminine, I'm looking for something feminine here. Like the sky is very beautiful.
Yeah, okay.
Sama'un jamilatun, a beautiful sky. So I did not use this word for a female. Did I, for a female person? No. I used it to describe the beauty of the sky. So when I do that, then the Jamilatun is not used as a feminine name. Rather, it is used to describe something, the beauty of something. But if I use it for a feminine name, for a female, it will be Jamilatu, Jamilata, Jamilata.
Oh, within the context.
Did I answer your question?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. All right. Good. Very good question, brother Hamid. Very good.
Jazakumullah khair.
Yeah.
Brother Shabazz, is all of Allah's name Arabic names, or
Allah's name is a unique name. Allah's name is very unique. It is not partly flexible. You see, Allahu, Allaha, Allahi. It shows its status, but it is never heavy either. It will never be Allahun. So Allah's name is unique. It will be difficult to put it in any of these categories here. Okay. Allah's name is
Okay.
unique.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I don't know I give you a good answer, but that's what it is.
And Brother Shabal, what about the attribute name, the 99 names of Allah?
I believe they can be, because they are attributes, right? They can be, it depends what it is, you know, not all of them, but many of them will be fully flexible.
Thank you.
I cannot give you like all of them are fully flexible. I don't think all are, but most of them would be.
Jazakallah.
Yeah.
Brother Shabazz, in the non-flexible array, Musa and Yahya are Arab names, or
I won't say Musa is a Musa. Yeah, I don't think they're Arab names. No.
so, but due to haraka, we are putting it in the non-flexible.
Yeah, that's right. Because they don't change. In Rafa,
Okay.
Nasab status, Jar status, they always are the same. It is for
Okay.
that reason
Okay.
we are putting them in a non-flexible category.
Jazakallah.
Yeah, I hope it wasn't too complex, but I think it's good to know the three terms: fully flexible, non-flexible, partly flexible, and to know what they really mean, because we will be using these terms, and it will make learning and teaching easy if we know these terms. Inshallah, it will be more efficient that way. Anything else? All right, so I think we can conclude here. I'll let Brother